Hey guys, real quick. So during it's funny, my weight loss journey again, to getting better in shape and stuff, a few things have been popping up on my YouTube feeds and actually on my streaming services. And one of them was actually called Fit to Fat to Fit. Now I've seen this in the past before, um, and I have a unique opinion, I guess, of it. It shouldn't be unique. It's probably been said before. I just haven't found anything on it. So first and foremost, what is it? Fit to Fat to Fit is about these personal trainers who've never been overweight before. They gain all this weight, 40, 60, 70, 80 pounds, and then they try to lose the weight with one of their clients. So that way they can better understand what somebody who's overweight, what they're going through, how they feel, and all the other stuff. Good idea, good premises. Bad execution. So first things this is not taken away from any of the clients in there that lost the weight. I hope they lost the weight. I hope they continue to lose weight. I hope they stayed healthy and got stronger. And I'm proud of all of them for doing what they did here. It's not, it's not an easy challenge, and they stuck with it. For those who did, stuck with it, fantastic. Good on them. And this is not a slam on the trainers either. I think, you know, I don't think what they did was actually 100% correct or good, but it's not a slam on them. I also recognize it's a TV show and it's for entertainment purposes. It should not be used for a launch pad to help people lose weight or like that. Maybe it's motivation, all that fun stuff, but let's kind of get into it. So biggest thing about this show is that this show is not designed to help a person lose weight. Okay, it's just for entertainment. It might motivate you to lose weight, and if it does, fantastic. Use that as inspiration. Maybe use it to give you some ideas as you lose weight later on down the road. Some exercise that you see on that you can try to do. Some thought processes. That's fine. But it's not a good way to lose weight. So let me kind of break down why. First off, these trainers are gaining a bunch of weight in a very short period of time. About 4 months, they're gaining all this weight. The reality is that these folks that have been or they're obese, morbidly obese, it took them years to get to that. They weren't eating 6, 7, 8,000 calories a day. They may have been eating 2,500, 3,000, possibly 4,000 calories a day for years to get to where they're at, for years. So they have years of bad habits that they've learned, that they've developed, that they got to try to unlearn in just 4 months. Then they have to, not just they have the years of that, lots of years of sedentary lifestyle that they got to learn to overcome and get past. These trainers are eating themselves to the point where they're getting sick, where most of these guys are not eating themselves so they get sick. So it's a different mindset. They developed a food addiction. That's a big beetle. They developed a food addiction, but but they learn how to handle their addiction in moderation, even though they're overweight. But I'm talking like they're not eating 8,000 calories at one sitting. They're eating a whole pizza at one sitting, and then they're done. They may be full and overstuffed, but they're not sickly. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different mindset when it comes to that. These trainers are like, I can see how it become addictive, but these trainers don't get addicted to it. And I'll explain that, because they go right back to eating healthy and they feel great. Whereas some of these guys are like, ugh, the morbidly obese people are not enjoying the food. So that's the addiction part. They're not quite connecting on that level. The second thing too I talked about is the sedentariness. Okay, these guys have been sedentary for years and years and years. These personal trainers were only sedentary for 4 months. And here's a great way to kind of gauge how they are mentally about it. A lot of these trainers like, I can't wait to finally start working out again, get back in shape. They're looking forward to working out. To them, it's an addiction. It's a high. They like it. These sedentary folks don't. They're not looking forward to the workout. They're not, liking the process because it hurts. It's uncomfortable. It's, it sucks for them. They would just rather sleep than go work out. So there's a different mentality. They could be like me where hopefully these guys stayed working out after the show ends. I still disliked working out, but I did it because I liked the results. But imagine what happened after the show. I don't know. Did these guys gain their weight back? Did they stop exercising because they hated it? Yes, they did it for 4 months and they lost weight, and maybe they continued for a while but stopped because it's not enjoyable. So again, they don't have that mentality. These coaches, as much as they tried, you see them talking about like, I want you to be able to do something later on, after I'm gone. I want you to be able to keep up with it. But I think they didn't get into the right mindset of these guys. These guys were sedentary for years, And just exercising for 4 months isn't going to develop a good habit. They have to teach them how to develop good habits, how to get past, that I just want to work. I don't want to work out. How to not give in to that. So that's another issue. So they didn't quite nail it in mentally how these guys think, and nor should they have to. But they didn't quite understand it. The only thing that they understood was how hard it was to physically lose the weight. But there's also a problem there. So let me break it down. Here, these personal trainers have been training for years and years, never been fat in their life, except right now where I'm kind of watching. There's one trainer who was once 300 pounds, lost all the weight for 5 years and gained some of it back to do this challenge. He should have remembered, but the trainers themselves are looking forward to getting back in the gym. So here, for example, in episode 1, you see the Superman. He climbs up a rope with his hands and arms only when he was in great shape, does a few pull-ups, and then climbs back down. When he gains all of his weight, he was still able to do that. But the guy he's training wasn't able to do a single pull-up. It's not a knock on the guy who couldn't do a single pull-up. That's why he was there. But the thing is that trainer still has muscle memory. He's going to be able to lose the weight faster. He's going to be more motivated. He's going to be able to do harder, more intense things, which is going to probably burn more calories, more fat, more efficiently than the guy who's not. Of course, there are a bunch of things in there that could be that the personal trainer could have a little harder than them, blah, 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 okay? The only thing that they notice is that they're tired and out of breath more. That's really it. So, so they're still able to do things. So they're able to push themselves harder and not realize that they can push themselves harder, but these, and they're expecting, because I gained all this weight, this person, so let's say this is the personal trainer and this is their client, they're saying, because I gained this weight and I can still do this, you should be able to do this, which is not the case. And I could be thinking wrong. I may not, be picked up on it, but what's happened is they're thinking to themselves, possibly, these guys should be able to do it. Because I did it, they should be able to do it. I'm just as heavy. I haven't done anything for months. They haven't done anything in years. These guys have to relearn how to walk, some of them, because they've been waddling. And that's not an insult on them. Your body has to adapt to handle that kind of weight. So that's something else to keep in mind, which is that they have a different mindset still. So these guys loved working out. They hate working out. And the truth is they may still hate working out after that trainer leaves. So now here's where my biggest issue comes down to the show. The biggest issue, my top issue. All that other stuff is forgivable because that could be personality traits, that could be all this stuff, and that can be learned through time. But my biggest issue is this. They're having these guys who, first off, haven't been working out, been eating like garbage, morbidly obese, and they're making them do the wrong workouts. So many years ago, when I was really heavy, and before I started peak fitness originally, I went and saw a doctor because my knees hurt all the time, no matter what. His answer was, I need to lose weight. And he explained to me, for every body pound you have, it's like 5 pounds on your knees because it's a load-bearing joint. So here I was at that time, 220, 225, 230 pounds, whatever it was at the time. Take that, times that by 5. Now take somebody that's 300, 350, 400 pounds and times that by 5. And now you're telling these people to sprint through sand. You're telling them to run up a mountain, flip these things, bear crawls. You're telling them to do all these high impact things. You are asking them to get injured. And that is terrible, terrible training. When somebody's morbidly obese and been very sedentary most of their lives, what you should be doing is looking at their calorie intake, adjusting that, and saying, go do something that's low impact. Walking. Go walk for 30, 45 minutes a day. Walk as much as I can. Do some more, moving. Go swimming. Hell, you guys went to the beach and sprayed on the beach. Why? Go in the water. Do some swimming. Do something. Don't go so far out where, rip current or something could take you out. But do something like that because that's low impact. You're less likely to get injured. If you are going to make them do any kind of body weight stuff like a squat, you need to have a chair underneath them because if they're doing a squat and their legs give out, they land on the chair and not hard on the ground, possibly injuring themselves. Okay, you cannot ask these people to do that stuff because that is going to get them hurt. Twist an ankle, now they can't do anything. They can't put all that weight on their ankle. That's why it's really recommended people who are specialized in training morbidly obese people or just obese people who specialize training them always will say, walk, calorie in, what's your calorie intake? get the right kind of foods, low impact. It's not until later on, after they've lost some weight and they can start relearning how to move properly, that they may start implementing more rigorous workouts. And it should be a slow process, for that. If you want them to do some resistance training, fine, but they should be using machines, which can support the weight. It should be something that's not excessively heavy, using bands or something. These guys don't have the range of motion. You shouldn't be telling a 300-pound man to do a push-up. He's like, good, now he's going to be pushing 300 pounds. No, bad. He can injure his wrist, his elbows, his shoulders. And if he's too big, he might, in his arm length, whatever, he might not even be able to do a full rep. It's doing nothing but frustrating them. There's a mental aspect to it as well when it comes to that, how hard and frustrating it is and how painful it is. And you don't want to cause that kind of pain. All right, discomfort's one thing because, they're getting tired and sweaty, fine, but they shouldn't be pain involved. And that was my biggest takeaway on that, is that the training method was wrong. Now, a lot of it, I think, was kind of wrong, what they do with these people. I don't think what these people knowingly, the clients knowingly put themselves in these situations looking to get help. They don't understand that maybe how their training was wrong and stuff like that. But what the coaches did and taught was wrong. But I understand for TV, it's not good entertainment. So, it is what it is. This is not a jab at the trainers. This is not a jab at the clients or anything like that. It's just that I think these trainers are used to training people who are just slightly overweight looking to get in shape, and they can push them a little harder. You can't do the same thing with people who are morbidly obese. You just can't. It's got to be a different mindset you have to have for them, a different mentality, different workout program, everything. Literally, it should just been like, guys, go for a walk for 30, 45 minutes a day. Let's go ahead and work on your calories. And let's kind of do that. Let's game plan. But that would make for interesting TV, and I recognize that. That, guys, that's it. I'm done with this thing here. Hopefully, I kind of made my thoughts a little bit clearer on it. I know there's still some things like that these trainers did that I disagree with. I'm not going to get too involved with some of these guys might slide back a little bit and gain weight, and the trainers go blah blah whatever. I'm not going to get to that. But that, guys, I'll talk to you later.